I think you're going to find this interesting. On the left of your screen is Jameis Winston and the numbers that he had put up last season through 8 games of his year, a season in which he lost his job in Tampa Bay and did not get offered a starting job anywhere. You look, the numbers on the right are startlingly similar. If anything, they're worse. They are through 8 games this season, and they belong to Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, has put up numbers that are practically identical, if anything, slightly worse through this point in the season than those that Jameis Winston had put up through 8 games last season. Now, one of the mitigating factors here is that the Eagles lead the terrible NFC East at 3-4-1, but it does not change what those numbers say. Damien Woody, what do they say about Carson Wentz?
Carson Wentz is not a good quarterback. You know, when you think about the Philadelphia, and I'm putting that lightly, he looks like a scrub out there. And that shouldn't be what Carson Wentz is all about, because he's too talented a player to be playing the way that he's playing. I mean, the one thing that drives you crazy when you watch him, he'll have a couple of spectacular plays, and then he'll follow it right up with a couple of boneheaded plays. It's like, what are you doing? And in a division that the Philadelphia Eagles clearly should win, in my opinion, the quarterback is holding them back. The quarterback is clearly holding them back. So, listen, if he continues to play like this, and Greeny, I have already said at some point we could possibly. I think we see Jalen Hurts in there.
You made that your bold prediction on this program before the season began, that we would see starts for Jalen Hurts this season. And I will admit that I thought you sounded crazy at the time. It doesn't sound quite as crazy right now. I'd love to hear David Pollack's perspective on this. As you watch the situation with Wentz in Philly, what are you seeing, David?
Unfortunately, we all had to watch that on Sunday Night Football. It was the only game that was on. Watching the Cowboys and the Eagles, whew, good Lord, was it bad. Listen, the Carson Wentz physical tools show up consistently, right? We always see it time and time again. He makes a couple throws and you go, good Lord. I remember when he came in the league years ago, literally when he was making his MVP run before he tore his knee up, I was like, good Lord, this dude's special. Playmaking, ability to play in the pocket, outside the pocket, break some tackles. Now I look at him and I go, this dude's reckless. You're playing against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday night. Newsflash, they can't score. They're atrocious. We know they're not going to put points on the board consistently. The only way they're going to put points up is if you help them. And what do? You donate fumbles. You're giving them fumbles trying to make extra plays. You don't just take what they give you, move the sticks. You're a better team clearly across the board. So I think up here with Carson Wentz is where he's struggling. We've got to be able to get through things quicker and get the ball out of my hands. It can't be as much backyard ball, scramble around, make plays. Some of those look great, but some of those look atrocious, like Damien Woody talked about. So it's definitely pointing down more than it is pointing up with Carson Wentz. And it's been consistent now for weeks upon weeks upon weeks with him.
It has. Neek, what do you think?
Well, I'm just looking for opportunities to crowbar my guy Dak into the conversation. I just remember, I'm not going to name any names, but I remember last season arguing with some people on this show, and they were telling me, so the difference is Carson makes his team better, and Dak is made better by his team. My, how the daggum tables have turned, because it sure daggum seems like the daggum Cowboys are a lot worse without Dak Prescott, and we look at Carson Wentz, and everyone keeps going back to that MVP caliber season, the season where they went on a playoff run and won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles. That suggests to me that the talent around Carson Wentz was lifting him up much more than he was lifting them. And we look at it now, how the Cowboys look without Dak and how the Eagles look with Wentz. And to Wentz's credit, they are in a tough situation with injuries on the offensive line and to their playmakers, but it seems like they are really, really bad. They are really saved by the fact that the rest of that division was bad, because otherwise they'd be at the bottom of just about every other division in football.
Yeah, that's fair. And just to sort of put a ribbon on the conversation, they can play Jalen Hurts if they want to, but Dan Graziano, the contract suggests Carson Wentz isn't going anywhere.
No, fully guaranteed $30 million this year, $25 million next year. There's a guaranteed roster bonus for 2022 that kicks in next March. They're married to Carson Wentz contractually. And
God, I want to be a quarterback, man.
Right?
My next life, I'm
Exactly.
Gonna be a quarterback, for goodness sakes.
That
don't
made me
weep
shiver.
for Carson. That's the message.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.